Okay, hi, here we are for part two of my 2022 favorites. This is so random. I've never broken a video up into two parts because I like to keep it quick. I like to keep it fast. But as I was editing my 2022 favorites, I quickly realized it would definitely be over an hour long if it was just one video. So if you missed my part one, it should already be up. It's covering all things skincare and complexion. This will be a breakdown of probably cheeks. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to put cheek products in this. I probably will. Eyes, lips, and brows. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. You're gonna see a couple different looks from me. This is one. We're fixing to plop into another look, and then there's a third look because that's how long it has taken me to film this video. But anyways, enjoy. Cue the outfit change. My battery died yesterday, and I only got halfway through the video. So we are back. You're getting two looks today because I am going to show you application for most of this look. I don't think I got a little bit of the eye application when I'm wearing on my eyes. Anyways, that's why there's a different look happening today. So I think we ended with bronzers. So now we are going to lean into probably one of the largest categories I have, which is blush. Even though I'm a neutral blush girly at heart, it's like probably one of my largest drawers in my entire collection. So I'm going to share with you the ones that I used the most this year and that I was just overall really impressed with. The first is the Kaja Cheeky Stamp blush. Almost out of this one. This one has been a part of my project pan for a couple of months now. I just think these are they have that very fresh, like Korean makeup vibe. They're just very bouncy and airy when you apply them. I love the colors. They're muted but noticeable, if that makes any sense. And I have a couple of these. The one I've been using the most this year, I think, is the lightest color available, and it's called Koi. So yeah, if you like, I will say the packaging's not my favorite. It is like very impractical in my opinion. The little stamp here, like it's very hard sponge material. I don't ever use that, so it's not my favorite packaging, but the colors in the formula, totally worth it. Fresh, gorgeous, healthy glow. Let's just go ahead and award Chanel Freshwater line and also L'Oreal Age Perfect line because I feel like I have every single product within that lineup to talk about. So here we go, the Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh Blush. I know why it took me so long to try these is because they've been sold out for a very long time. The majority of 2022, for some reason, Chanel, these were out of stock on Chanel website and most of the retailers. But I was in my Nordstrom like 3 months ago and they finally had some in stock and I got it and I have been obsessed ever since. It's just like the Water Fresh formulas, that youthful serum vibe that I've been talking about, but in blush form. So I have the shade called Light Peach. It's definitely, I would consider it a mid-tone peach. It's not pale or pastel. Perfect, beautiful color. You can wear it year round. I definitely once I either clear out my blush collection or use up in my project pan, I definitely want to add more of these to my collection. All I can say is you will not be disappointed with this formula. It is just so beautiful, immaculate on the cheeks, natural. If you wear it really, really sheer, or you can build it up. I find that it's got a decent amount of pigment. And yeah, it's just absolutely fresh like the rest of the Water Fresh line. Westman Atelier Baby Cheeks, another very much frequently used blush of mine this year. I think I discovered these this year as well. I don't feel like I had any last year, and I have about 4 now in my collection, and they are just stunning. Now I am going to go ahead and say, because this one is also in my blush formula. Well, I've already talked about the bronzer formula, which is pretty much the same as the blush in my opinion. But the Persona Multi Sticks, I find that these have a very similar formula to the Westman Atelier. And so the Persona ones are definitely a lot cheaper. The Westman, I want to say the blushes are in like the $38 range, and the Persona are in the $20 range. So definitely a cheaper price point on the Persona, but I definitely feel like these perform and have a similar finish. They go on almost like a satin finish, like not totally matte, but also not glowy. Really pigmented on both of these, and they just blend out like a dream. I love both of these formulas. I've been using the Persona one longer, obviously. There's only 4 Persona colors. I will swatch them for you here, and they definitely have like a big depth jump. So you've got like a nude, then it bumps up to like a berry tone, then a bubblegum pink, and a red. Now you can like mix these to do custom colors. I would definitely recommend having Teddy, the lightest color or the nude color, to kind of multitask with. Whereas Westman Atelier, they definitely have a little bit more of a neutral shade range, a lot of rose tones going on in this blush collection. But overall, I don't think you can go wrong with either. They apply so beautifully, high pigment, ultra smooth finish. This is what I'm wearing on my cheeks and my lips today. It is the Jones Road Lip and Cheek Sticks. I love this particular color. It's my favorite, and I only own a few of these. I think I have 2 or 3. This one's called Tawny Nude, and it's more of a berry tone in my opinion. Like it's got that mauve berry undertone to it, but it's called Tawny Nude. I love these. They are just the epitome of like a fresh face, easy multitask product. A decent amount of pigment happening here. I was expecting these when I first tried them to be very sheer. They are not. They are actually very buildable. And I love that I can just like really quickly go from, you know, like my lips to my cheeks. And it's just such a fun monochromatic moment when you do that. And the Jones Road colors are pretty extensive. I love the color range in these lip and cheek sticks. They just kind of fit all of the check marks, the boxes for me. That's slim, it's buildable, it's multi-purpose, and the formula is just, you can see when I apply this in the video, it just kind of like instantly brightens my complexion. It just lifts and gives this like beautiful, healthy rose finish. So with 10 out of 10, recommend these if you have not been, you know, into the Jones Road items. I just feel like these are hard to dislike. The Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer blushes. These are very similar, in my opinion, to the Chanel Water Fresh blush that I just talked about, except these have more pigment. These don't have that serum kind of bilayer where it just tones things down and gives a little bit more of like a watery dew finish. These definitely have a dewy finish, but it's in more of a muted way. I just find that the pigment, it really comes through on these, and a little goes a long way. You just get a little bit on the back of your hand, and I just tap in with either my fingers or I like using a sponge with these. But these little guys I was just really impressed with all summer. This is what I picked up, and I love the color selection. A little bit more of a muted color range on these, which again, like most of the time I gravitate towards, but I understand if you are more of a bright blush finish person, it's just not there in this collection. It's definitely more of a neutral. I mean, you can see me holding this up right here. It's not a lot of range. Now there are more colors on the website. I don't have every single color, but I'll swatch as many as I can get. But yeah, these are phenomenal. Absolutely just really beautiful liquid blush formula. I think this is the only category that I have one product in, and I don't know what happened here. I guess I just didn't experiment with a ton of highlighters this year. I remember at the beginning of the year, I wasn't even wearing highlighter. Like I just didn't wear it, didn't care to put it on. And I think for that reason, I just did not experiment. However, my most used highlighter truly is MAC Hush, which we've talked about. 90% sure it's discontinued. It's very hard to find now. So I'm not going to talk about that. It was MAC's cream color base and Hush. You can get other cream color base colors, but it's very hard to find Hush unless they mysteriously replenished it. But so we won't go into that any further. I'm a little sour about it. But this was, other than Hush, my most used, and I am wearing it right now. Merit Day Glow in Citrine. It was their new highlighter launch this year, and it was just beautiful. And I'm going to be very truthful with you. The other two Day Glows I like, but I don't love. I find that Citrine is a lot more of a high shine finish, whereas the other two, to me, almost were just like a clear balm on my skin. I didn't get the high payoff and, you know, just that reflective property like I do with the Citrine one. So I have loved this, and I think it's beautiful. I think it goes with any type of makeup look. It's kind of like a cross between, there's like a little bit of peach in it, a little bit of like rose gold. It's just a very stunning color. It's just a very stunning color, and definitely one that I have reached for. I mean, you can see the top of mine is flat. These are like very rounded. When you buy these, they are very like rounded, almost like a ball. So this one has been well loved. It is flattened out, and yeah, it's a beautiful highlight. Two powders to talk about. One very much a classic, Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. The only powder I was using up until about 3 months ago. I think I finally hit a total pan, was out of the one that I had been using. This was one that I actually just had on backup because I'm just so disappointed in powders. Drugstore and high-end, nothing to me compares to this powder. So I'm always left disappointed until I decided to do my project pan mid-year this year. And when I used up my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush, this was the next powder that I remember trying a couple times and actually liking, but not really developing like a total stance for it yet. So this is what I have had in my project pan, and it is the Rare Beauty, just the setting powder. I think it's just called the setting powder. I have mine in the shade Light. Wearing it today just in the under eye area, T-zone action here. And I really like this. It's very smoothing. I find that in the areas, obviously I like a very glowy look. And sometimes that can really define the hollows in your face. So if you don't have something to kind of set that and distract or take away from the shine, I find on me that it really does emphasize the hollows of my face. So this does a great job of just giving me that nice smooth finish in the areas where I need it. Very finely milled. The light color has a little bit of like a pink undertone to it, which I like. I feel like especially on the under eye, more of a brightening effect. But this is one to look into. I know a lot of you are Rare Beauties. I would call myself a Rare Beauty stan. You know, I feel like there are just like, there's this cult following of people who love Rare Beauty. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if there's a bad product that I've tried from Rare Beauty. I have their blushes, I have their primer, foundation, highlighter. I have a lot of the Rare Beauty products. But for some reason, like, I love the blushes. I've talked about those in my favorites in the past. For some reason, not everything has ended up as like a favorite for me. It's been a well-liked product, but not a favorite. But this one definitely has been. I've been very impressed by it. Okay, the product list for each category is getting smaller and smaller here. A little bit more curated collection. I'm gonna move into my brows. I only used Urban Decay Brow Blade like all year, except for, well, I would consider this a classic product, but Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows. These two were unbeatable. Nothing really compared. I absolutely love the Legendary Brow for a quick throw on. It fills in all of my gaps, gives me a little bit of volume, just easy to use, beautiful product. I got back into my Brow Blade this year because honestly, I felt a little lazy just using this. I didn't always get the total definition that I wanted. So the Brow Blade has basically a felt tip side and then also a pencil side. And the felt tip side gives me a really precise, a little bit more of a dramatic brow. Like, it looks like my actual brow hairs are thicker. It gives that mimicked like stroke appearance. So I've really been loving this for a stronger brow, but this is a new one that's come into my life within the past month, and I'm wearing it today and I really like it. And I think it's very user friendly. Some people just aren't into this felt tip action, and I totally get that. It's overwhelming, and you have to be very careful when you use the felt tip and make sure that your brow area is totally dry or set with powder, or it will not transfer onto. So keep that in mind as well. But I got the Westman Atelier Bonne Brow Defining Pencil. And something about this is really good. Like, I don't know what it is. It's a very waxy brow pencil. Normally, I don't gravitate towards these like thicker, angled brow products. It's just not my thing. But this is so waxy and natural and easy to apply. And then on the other end, I thought this was a brow gel when I initially got it. I was a little disappointed. It's actually just a dry spoolie, but it's almost like you need to use something dry to brush this out after you use it because it is waxy, and something about it just like blends it in and makes it look ultra seamless. So I have been really impressed with this. I use the shade Clay. It's the lightest one. It's like a universal color that they have, and I'm very happy with the color that I get from it. So yeah, handed it back to Westman Atelier. They kind of like broke the ceiling on my, you know, brow fetish for those two products. Okay, so pretty mild lineup on eye products this year as well. Of course, the classics are gonna go to Caviar sticks, Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Sticks, Beauty Pie Longwear Shadow Sticks. All those are gonna be in the classics down below, as well as swatch videos where you can go watch my favorite Laura Mercier shadow stick lineup, my favorite Bobbi Brown shadow stick lineup. I have videos where I swatch and do eye looks with all of those for you. So another classic for me is going to be Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. I'm wearing the Eyes to Mesmerize in rose gold on my eyes today with another product that I am fixing to talk about. But you really can't beat these. They are one and done shadows. They are so beautiful. There's just tons of gorgeous colors. I would say my most used are Champagne, Rose Gold, and Oyster Pearl. But yeah, they remain a classic for a reason. Now, I am wearing, this was a new product that came into my life this year, and it was definitely what I used the most out of anything, and it's shocking because it's powder eyeshadows, but it's the Kaja Beauty Bento eyeshadow stacks. I've talked about these pretty frequently this year. I think everyone knows my affinity for them. I was wearing previously, yeah, when I was on my first look of this video, I was wearing the one that I wear the most, which is called Mauve Bouquet. This one is my favorite. It's my most worn. These are just so fun and so minimal. They take up little to no space. The color selection is phenomenal on these. You get some really fun stacks, and then you get some good neutral stacks. There are just completely matte stacks. There are mix and matte. Most of them are mixed stacks, and the way that they generally are going to do the stacks is that this top color is going to be this high finish, super pigmented, you know, almost like glitter top coat, very pigmented glitter action happening here. That's how most of these start out. The second shade, depending on what type of stack you have, could be matte, or most of the time it's almost like this satin finish or just like a slight reflective finish. And then the bottom color most of the time is the matte shade. So that's how the stacks are laid out. And like I said, there's just like a color for everyone. They're so fun. They're easy to use. And you would think with a, you know, small shadow stack like this, you couldn't do a lot of eye looks with. I find that I can just do, you know, something really simple and just add like a little touch of this to the center of the lid, and it's a beautiful daytime look. Then if I want to like spice things up, I can add a bit of this to like my outer corner and then get really deep with the plum color. So it's, you know, it's all about like how you think about it and how you use it. So yeah, if you're looking at this and you're like, not that much, I totally understand, but they're just versatile in the colors and the finish. Love these. They were number one for me this year. I had two mascaras that I used this year. Like literally, I don't think I used at least frequently or daily any other mascaras than these two that I'm about to talk about. The first, I don't have. I just ran out of it a few months ago. Well, not a few months ago. I'm going to say I used this first mascara for like 6 months out of the year, and then the second mascara that I'm going to talk about for the remainder of the year. So the Honest Beauty mascara was just a great mascara for me this year. It worked so well with my lashes. I will say it needed a little bit of time to dry out before it became just like a real winner for me. I thought my lashes just looked so stunning. I'm going to try to go back and see if I can find a video of me using it where you can see a before and after. Because like I said, I used it up and I'm trying to be conscious about, you know, repurchasing. I've already got like 5, 6 mascaras on back up here. But it is such a good one. If you see it, I would 10 out of 10 recommend trying. It actually comes with a primer on one end. I didn't really use that. I just liked the mascara and it lasted me a really long time. So Honest Beauty was the first part of the year. And then I went back to an Old Faithful. This is a mascara that I'm pretty sure has ended up in my favorites in the past. And it's the Tarte Surfer Curl. And I had the mini because I literally just ran out of this. I mean, if you go back and watch my Project Pan, I still had my full-size Tarte Surfer Curl. And I used it up, and so I tossed it, and now here we are. I'm having to, you know, talk about it, and I only have my little mini one here. But yeah, this is such a good one. It's very similar to me in its finish to the Honest Beauty. I just find that it gives me so much length. The mini one is not like, I would not recommend getting the mini one because the brush is like messed up in it. Just not the same as the original, but this is what I have to default show you right here. If you like a drier mascara, this is definitely one to look into. It gets a drier texture quicker than most. And yeah, just a favorite. I've been using it for quite a few years now, ever since it came out, and no complaints. Okay, we have made it into the final category of lips, and I will say that these first lip products I'm going to talk about, I absolutely fell in love with this year. I felt like I used all the colors frequently throughout the year, and it's the Tower 28 lip jellies. So have several colors in these. I just love how thin the formula. It's a very thin, watery lip gloss formula, and it gives the most comfortable, glassy look on the lips. I just love Tower 28. I think they are such a fun brand, and they've been it's a very minimal brand. They don't have a full makeup lineup yet, but I like how they're working slowly towards it, and I feel like they really value their audience feedback. So I think they're just waiting for the right time to expand upon, you know, better products. Not better products, because their products are already good, just newer, well-tested products, if you will. But I first discovered Tower 28 last year, I believe, because I got one of these. This was the color I got. It's called Magic, in a like Sephora Christmas set, and really loved it. But the color, it's just clear. Like, honestly, it's clear. You can see glitter when you apply it. So I wasn't crazy about the color. Then I just got the absolute clear one and loved it. It's actually kind of transforming, because you can see I used it with other lip colors and it's kind of changed the color of it. But I really love the clear one. And then from that point on, my collection grew. Pistachio was their new launch this year. It's a beautiful like baby pink. This was a limited edition shade from their holiday set this year. It's called Dream. They're lightweight, really fresh, beautiful lip glosses. So I love these. I use these all year round. So this is the lip gloss I'm wearing on my lips right now. It is the In Beauty Project Lip Oils. I'm wearing the mystery color today. It's kind of just like a light pink color. I'm wearing it on top of the Jones Road Tawny Nude Stick, and I love these lip oils. This is a really lovely formula. Think Glossier clear gloss, but on steroids. Think a little bit more comfortable on the lips, but this still has a little bit more of a thicker texture for a gloss, and it's actually considered a lip oil, but it very much nourishes the lips. And I think these give the most plump, glassy, glossy, juicy look to the lips. Very underrated. And yeah, now lots of fun colors to pick from. I do really enjoy this mystery color. Normally I don't like light pink shades, but something about this just amps up my look, and I love it. So these are really, really good, nourishing lip glazes to look into. Jones Road lip tints. I have to be honest, I really enjoy these. Probably my second favorite product from Jones Road. Very similar to the lip and cheek stick, except these have more pigment, which is interesting because they are considered, or they're called, a lip tint. However, I think these have a significant amount of pigment. They are definitely buildable. One quick swipe is going to give you sheer coverage, but after 2 or 3, I personally think it's full on coverage like a regular lipstick. Most of the shades in this lineup are a little bit more on the bold side, but they're just fun, they're comfortable, easy to wear, and again, I mean, they don't market these to use on your cheeks. I use them on my cheeks. If I'm using a brighter color on my lips, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to just use that same color on my cheeks because I find it's just the most cohesive when wearing a brighter color. So yeah, it's super comfortable on the lips, fun shades, and I love the slim, easy packaging of them. Just everything about this this product I have been a fan of. Very comfortable too, super nourishing on the lips. So this was another win from Jones Road. I know I've had quite a few Jones Road products in this lineup. There were a couple that I just was not crazy about. I know the eyeshadow pencils weren't like a big favorite for me. Mascara, I'm actually wearing the mascara today. It's one that I've transferred to my Project Pan. It's pretty good. It's okay. It's not like a favorite of mine that I've tried. But what I'm trying to say is it's either been like love or hate relationship with Jones Road. And I'm thankful that there have been several loves, and these definitely fall into that category. Maracuja Juicy Lip, I have to hand it to Tarte on this. I was very late to the game to trying these. A friend of mine that lives in Nashville and that's also a content creator, I believe she does have a YouTube channel. Her name is Rudy Berry. She was the one who kind of made these super popular on TikTok. I know she talked about them quite frequently, and yeah, I was just super late to the game and hearing about these and trying them, and they were the name of the game for me this summer. Like, I wore these all summer long. They have this just beautiful coconut scent. I mean, if you don't like coconut, you're not gonna like it, but I love it. It reminds me of summertime. So incredibly glossy and just beautiful on the lips. The shades are phenomenal. My favorite actually was this guava color, which looks like a pink, but it really just came off as like a clear on the lips with a little bit of shimmer to it. So that's the one I use the most. Also really love the shade Coconut. But if you just like comfortable pop off lip colors, then you're gonna like these. I mean, they are just fun. They make your lips look juicy, like the name says, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with these. Like, I wouldn't change anything. I will say there's a plumping version and there's the original version. I prefer the original. I don't know, the plumping to me didn't pop off as much. Like, it didn't give me that shine like the originals do. So if I were to pick between the two, I would go for the original. Merit Tinted Lip Oils. Now, when I think of lip oils, this is what I think of. Very thin texture. They can have decent amount of pigment or sheer pigment, but when I think of a lip oil, I think of something really, really lightweight and thin on the lips. So when I talk about the M Beauty Project, they call their lip oils a lip oil. They don't necessarily fit into what I identify or think a lip oil is. They're a little bit thicker in texture. The Merit ones to me are lip oils, like super, super thin, watery on the lips. I will say with that comes not the best longevity, but there are some really good colors within this lineup. I have several of these. I have a couple that I'm not even showing here. And I find that I reach for these on a weekly basis. There's just something about them that it goes with a quick minimal look. I have a couple of the more deep shades. I have Cara Cara and Sangria. These are like party colors to me. Like, I often will wear these for, you know, going out, a special occasion, and they're just so comfortable and natural, but they do give like a more stunning appearance, like a more bold appearance. Easy to wear lip products. These fit the bill. Westman Atelier finding another spot in my 2022 favorites. These are the Squeaky Clean Liquid Lip Balms. Now, these are like the most bougie lip balms or lip products that I own. They literally weigh like a pound each. Very substantial packaging happening here. Very sleek packaging. I do appreciate that about Westman. I mean, we're paying a good price, so we should get good packaging. You know what I'm saying? And I think that they definitely fulfilled that generic need of mine. But I have two colors. I have Garçon and also Nana or Nana. Nana. Gives me flashbacks of my son yelling for Nana when she leaves. Anyways, I think I purchased Garçon back, and I'm sorry if you're French and you're hearing me say Garçon, you know, like a true American, but that's just how I'm going to say it. I think I purchased it back at the end of 2021. And really just fell in love with the formula. It's just a soft, neutral berry tone. And I don't know how I didn't end up with more up until recently. I got this Nana shade in a holiday set that they did. So I picked this up around Black Friday. And this is just like a total baby nude color. It actually just comes off on the lips pretty clear. Been loving it for quick, no makeup days. Just throw on and it gives a smooth appearance to the lips. I'll go ahead and just tell you like how I think this formula is different from the Merit and also the In Beauty Project. There's something to me about this formula that it is not as glassy as the In Beauty Project lip oils, but also not as flat as like the Merit lip oils, because I think those, they don't really show out in their shine. They kind of show up in the colors. Like I was saying, really beautiful color lineup, but not necessarily in the shine department. It's very thin texture, so it doesn't really bring out that shine. This is somewhere in the middle. Really beautiful, soft shine to the lips. You're gonna see it, you're gonna notice it, but it's not going to be as full on, as glassy as the In Beauty Project. You know, I love those for a good, voluminous looking lip. This is gonna be super natural, and you're still gonna get some shine out of it, but overall it is, at the end of the day, a liquid lip balm, so it's not supposed to be super overwhelming. But again, in the comfort department, 10 out of 10. Like very comfortable to wear. I just feel really classy like when I put these on in my 10-pound packaging here. And then my lips just look, you know, healthy. They look a little glossy and a little healthy. We are narrowing it down in the final lip category here. I have two different lip liner formulas to talk about. Of course, Sephora Rouge Gel. I feel like that's been an ongoing favorite of mine for the past 2 years. They have been in my 2022 favorites. So I'm going to list that down below as a classic. Charlotte Tilbury lip cheats, we all know. I literally own like every single color in those. So definitely going to be in the classics category down below. But I had an old favorite slip back into the current favorite category this year. And that is the Makeup Forever Color Artist Pencils. I owned all of these at one point because Makeup Forever sent me all of these when this launch came out several years ago. And I remember having a lot of staples in that collection, and unfortunately they just like expired because I had them for so long. They were sent to me and I had to do a toss out because they were definitely not super usable anymore. So I've slowly built back up my collection. I purchased Endless Cacao and then also Completely Sepia this year, and then a few months ago in the holiday Sephora favorite set, I got Wherever Walnut in it. Like all year I've been using the Completely Sepia and the Endless Cacao all year, and I love them. I just love that they're old school. They remind me of a good like MAC pencil. There's nothing fancy about them, but they are good staple colors. So many good colors in this lineup if you've not checked it out. No fuss and just great daily wear colors. So these have made their way back into my life and in the top category. This is a recent find, and it's the Ulta Beauty Automatic Lip Liners. So I have, I think I found another one. laying around here somewhere, but these are the two that I use the most. My favorite is the shade Mocha. I talked about this recently in an Instagram and TikTok video of some underrated beauty products, and I listed this as one of them. Very long wearing lip liner formula, and this Mocha shade is just like that perfect like rose brown that everyone needs, that everyone wants. You're lying to me if you can't say you need a rose brown lip liner in your collection, at least if you're going into your 30s and above like me. So Mocha 10 out of 10, I would recommend it. And then also I'm wearing today Shimmering Mauve with my Jones Road Tawny Nude. So yeah, these are really long wearing, easy to apply, easy to access if you have an Ulta near you. Okay, I feel like almost every lip product I've talked about is like a lip oil, but this is another one. It's in the affordable category. It's the Ulta Beauty Juice Infused Lip Oil. Now, there are two different formulas of these. This is the clear formula. You can get these in, they come in multiple shades. Like there's even one that looks yellow. But at the end of the day, there's like no pigment. You get what I'm saying? Like they're gonna show up clear on your lips. So this one's my favorite formula, the clear formulas. Then there are the juice infused lip oils that have pigment. So you get more of a creamy, like nude finish on those. That's the ones that I owned first, and I can't find my other one. I don't know if I had to toss it, if it went bad, but I did own those, and I didn't reach for them as much as I do this one. And I think it's because this gives a really glassy finish to the lips. If the In Beauty Project lip oil just is a little bit out of your range, you're not, wanting to pay that much, this is a good option. Gives a similar glassy finish to the lips. Very comfortable, very hydrating. I would say texture-wise, it's a mix-up of the In Beauty and the Merit in the way that it feels. It is definitely thinner than the In Beauty Project, but it also gives that high glassy finish shine. Also, I really like the smell of, I don't know if they all smell different. I don't remember the ones that had pigment having a smell to it, but this one's in the shade 367. I think there is a name, but it's not on it. So yeah, Ulta Beauty coming in again with a winner. Okay guys, I think that's it. I think I've hopefully condensed every single thing that really impressed me this year into an appropriate time frame for you to watch. As usual, let me know what you were loving. If something went under the radar this year, something went over my head, let me know down below of some things that I need to look out for 2023. Also, thanks for sticking with me. It has been a busy year, and I know that I don't consistently get 2 videos up a week like I used to. Trust me, I try my damnedest. One video on top of the other multiple videos that I'm doing a week for other social channels. It's I feel like my capacity right now, but I'm getting and trying to that point for 2023. Wish me luck. I hope you all have a wonderful new year, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.